But now I remember this one.
I remember it too.
Yeah.
I know none of them, so.
I'm sure you know. I just
So
told her
I'm
this
testing
Nat
out my
King
new
Cole
Mevo
song.
camera. If
Yeah,
you're
he didn't know
listening,
what the hell.
going live from the Lavonia
This
Perryman
is
Show
beautiful.
at 910
Yeah.
Superstation. So
This is
I'm
beautiful.
hoping that
Keep on
this is
trying.
working
Yeah.
and that you guys can hear me and you can see us, because this is actually a test.
That little Tracy Blakey live from Chicago, Illinois. Phyllis Wright Tyson from the great state of Florida. Thank you for tuning in, Phyllis.
Love After 50.
And tonight's show topic is Love After 50. So if you can hear us, that's great. And if you can see us too, that's even better.
Love after 50, after the age of 50, that golden age, 50 years of age.
Okay, me and the Afro Pros gotta get it together.
All right, tell them to all come in. They can all come in.
What's up, young man? Good to see you. How are you, young man?
Welcome. This is 9:10
You know this guy
a.m.
right here?
Superstation. I am Lavonia Perryman, and yes, you have
He
been
gonna- he gonna be
listening,
sitting right
believe
here.
it or not,
It's gonna be
to
his
no
seat.
other than Nat King Cole. That's right, Nat King Cole says, "Smile. What's the use of crying?" And you know, back in the day, their songs were only a minute and a half. You could get through that song in a hot minute. But you know, but it has longevity. I mean, we're talking about a song probably over about 70 years old. I mean, just think about it. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there, if you remember what you were doing back then, those are the people I want to talk to tonight also. I am Lavonia Perryman, and yes, this is the Lavonia Perryman Show, right here at 9:10 a.m. Superstation. You know how to do this. You can go to www.910amsuperstation.com, and you'll be able to see all of us, Jalen, Darwin, Shatara, and our very special guests every single night. And I'm very proud to say, and very honored to always say, we do real news with real people here. And we talk about real things that impact our lives. I mean, from politics to the soulful things of marriage and the family, and love, and partnerships and friendships. And we talk about housing. We talk about auto insurance. We do it all here, but we do it as a whole. I mean, so every day that I'm on, Monday through Friday, there might be an issue that touches my heart or soul, or it might be relevant to what is happening today, or it might be just something that I found out that there were some people who were having a trying time about an issue or a situation. And before I forget, I want to give if you see Mr. Tim Perryman in Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama, give him a hug. He lost his dad. So make sure you give him a hug if you are in Huntsville, Alabama. But my point is that this show is about real people and real news with real things happening in people's lives. So tonight, the theme is going to be love or after 50, or love over 50. That's 50 years old. And love could be, and I was writing it down, Darwin, and I want to say thank you so very much for every night being here on Friday with me. I couldn't do it without him, because one thing for sure, sometime we might not even have a guest. But we have wonderful guests, because we work together in terms of making sure that the shows are relevant and impactful, and also shows that probably will either touch your soul or provide you information. And how I want you to make sure that you're always involved is to put this phone number in your phone, 313-778-7600, 313-778-7600. This is the show that Darwin and Valerie and the other young man, Martin, they are going to tell us how to either meet someone, date someone, like someone, or love someone. Now you need to call your friends, and you need to call those friends who said, I'm not into love and dating and going out anymore. You know, I'm through with that. I'm through with that. I want you to know that one person that said that to you is really not telling you the truth about themselves.
And they need to be listening to the show tonight.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That was Darwin Griffin, my co-host. I'm telling you now, this show is about your soul and your heart tonight. And also I want to flip the coin. I want you to tell us, so you can tell other listeners, where do you go? Where do you find love? You know, they say, go find love at a sports arena or at the club. All of that. And the thing about it, you're listening to me tonight, and I want to go back, Darwin and Valerie and Martin, and you can chime in. Around this time, it's 7:10 right now, and I want you all to tell me, when you were between 19 and 25.
And that wasn't that long for me. So.
All right, Darwin.
Why is everybody laughing?
Hey, it's your story. We'll let you tell it.
Right. I want everyone, and you guys out there who are listening, I want you to tell me what were you doing on Friday other than after 50. I want to show the difference. You see where I'm going? So between the ages of 19 and 25, what were you getting ready to do, and what were you thinking about doing? And it's a Friday night in Detroit. Valerie.
Well, for me, I always got a new, nice, sexy, hot outfit. So about this time, I would be at Fairlane, and I would find that outfit, and I would stop at Big Fish and get me a drink, and then I'll go home and take a little nap, because things didn't get real till about midnight. Right?
That's right.
And that's what it would be.
Absolutely.
But I would stay up now, midnight to 6 a.m. because I would go to Babes on 6 Mile. I don't know if you remember that. I would go to the Lady on Van Dyke, Babes, the after-hour joint, and shut that down, and then go to work.
That's what we did.
I could go to work. I didn't even have to go to bed.
No.
I'll go to work, and I didn't go to sleep until I got off work, and I just did it all over again.
Did it all over on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
All right, our other guest, Martin. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
All right. You don't have to tell it all, but I want you to tell
much.
I saw him over there laughing, like, I'm glad she went first.
Some of the places that you said, Babes and the Lady, and places like that.
So, what was your Friday's night? How did you start them off, and how did you end them?
After work, a bar, went to the after work affair. And then,
You went right after work.
Right after work. Had a couple of drinks, got
Yes.
myself together, but I worked at a lot of the clubs and bars.
Oh, okay.
So after that, I had to go home and get dressed, and I was at the bar already.
You were already there, right? He got a job, so he's
Checking
I'm right
ID
there.
and making sure.
Right. Oh, you got some
People act
stories.
right.
I'm gonna ask you about the stories, how the
man,
sisters rolled in there. Right. I got a whole nother conversation for you after the break.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Darwin.
Well, just like them, I don't drink, but I would go to some of the happy hours. Just like Valerie said, I was the Babe, going over to the Babes. I would also go to the 10 Gentlemen. I would go to the Sting. I would go to the Comfort Zone. So, I mean, there's a lot of those places that I used to, frequent. But I would try and hit the happy hours between 5 and 8 o'clock and just get a chance to network with people, because I wasn't really that much of a real serious dancer. But to meet people, to go up, ask them, to ask somebody to go and get their phone number and just chit-chat with them, just make a conversation. I used to love it, man. So I used to love that 5. And I had a place to go every day of the week.
Every day.
So
Oh,
it's like if it was Monday,
yes.
I knew to go over to the West Side Club.
Yes.
If it was Tuesday, I'd go to Lafayette Orleans. If it was Wednesday, I'd go back to the West Side Club. If it was Thursday, I'd go to the Comfort Zone. Friday, I'd go to the Sting. Saturday, I'd go to Yesterday. So, I mean, just a place for every single night of the week.
Absolutely.
And Sunday, sometimes even after church. So it just depends, on.
Yes.
But then I had friends that would come from out of town, and they were always looking for something to do.
Right.
So that's what I had. I was always the designated driver since I didn't drive. They could get out there, they could get drunk and drink and do all that other kind of stuff. And it's like, okay, at the end of the day, boom, Darwin, take us home. and that was it.
Interesting. Out there, 313-778-7600, 313-778-7600. I want to know, what did you do on Friday before we leap into Love After 50? Now I want to know how we're out and about every Friday and every Saturday, Darwin out every night.
Got that right.
Right. So now I want to ask the question, that person, and you don't have to give a name, that person that you ended up being with most of the time after you did all the clubbing and all that stuff, how did you approach? The reason I'm asking that, the approach then is obviously different now, because I don't think people are none of us are approaching the situation of boy meets girl in the same way. Would you agree?
Absolutely not.
But I want to know, what was your approach, Martin?
How my name is. It's just that simple back then, you know.
It was.
My name is Martin, but
yeah.
Social media got socialized and all that stuff. So people don't even want to say hi no more.
Isn't that something?
You know, you can't. I had a conversation on Facebook where why you always telling me to smile? Why I gotta smile?
Why?
I'm not. It ain't nothing detrimental. It's just small talk. We're taking it so personal. It ain't personal. Just small talk.
So,
you know?
when we were in our 20s and 30s, it was simple.
Right.
Hi, my name is, and what's your sign?
Right.
Yes. What's your sign? Yes.
What's your sign? They get past the name. They may get past the part about, are you married or are you involved with somebody?
Yeah.
And then the next thing is, what's your sign?
Stop sign.
Right. To some people, that might
I
be
need
what
you
you
to
have to
stop
say.
it with
I like that one, Valerie. Stop sign. I like that.
Yes.
Or put a yield sign up.
Yes,
or, you
like
know,
stop
or there's a
sign.
green light, right?
Right,
With the
right.
proceed, but with caution or something.
Right.
But the main thing is that, and I don't know why, and I think people still are asking about the zodiac signs, even today. You know, are you a Taurus? Are you a Libra? Are you a Leo? And I'm a Pisces. And they look at me sometimes like, oh, okay. I don't know.
Like they know what Pisces is all about.
And they know every matchup between all the different signs. Do we get along? Do we not get along? Oh, you this way. Oh, you're that way.
Right.
And it's like, I'm like, look, why don't you get to know me first before you start assuming just because I didn't choose to be born in February. That just happened.
Right.
You know, talk to my mother and father about that part. But I just happen to be a Pisces. And now, if you want to say that I'm supposed to be this way or that way, or I'm a water sign, you know, I really didn't get off into that.
No.
The way that
I didn't either.
Neither did I. When has it changed? It was a different in terms of young men coming towards you, and women. We, just so you know, I could be wrong. We did not ask for the dance. We had to wait. Is that correct?
Yes, and I do believe the approach has changed. I was in the ER 2 weeks ago. I was the patient, and a man came up to me, gave me a compliment about my hair, and then he asked me, "Do you like men?" And I was taken aback, like, do I like men? And I was really taken aback, but it is a very relevant question nowadays.
Back in the day,
that would have never came
come
up. And so I
No.
answered and I said, yes. He said, well, do you have one? And I said, yes.
Yeah, in my back pocket.
But I'm like, wow. You know, I was really taken aback by him asking me that. That was the first thing that came out of his mouth. Do you like men?
The line of interrogation
Martin, you
is
said
not
something.
different.
Martin, you said something very clear, and we're talking about back in the day, guys. It was very simple.
Right.
My name is, and nowadays, do you like men? I mean, that's
like
a
me?
leap.
Yeah.
That's a leap.
And he went right into it in
right.
the ER, and I'm like, how desperate are people becoming? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But I
yeah.
posted on Facebook that same comment, and I had a brother get in my comments like, I'm shooting my shot at the friend of the court, emergency room. I don't care where I'm at. I'm
Right.
shooting my shot.
Right.
You got
So,
24 seconds.
I'm
Right.
like, wow.
So, Martin, you have a unique observation site because you were watch the men and the women come in.
Right.
How were they interacting? How were they hitting on one another? How were they approaching one another? How were they asking for a date? All of those kinds of things. What was happening at the time? And you guys can
Even
chime
back
in.
then,
Back
it
then,
was the women stayed with the women, and I never understood that.
Yeah, we do
They
that.
got the
We still
one-
do that.
The men over here and the ladies over here. I'm like, when y'all gonna
Get together.
communicate. What's the problem? What you're shy, not too old to be shy, but it's still like that.
It's still like that.
Still like that.
Well, see, it tickles me because sometimes, you know, if the men aren't dancing, the women get out there and do a hustle song and dance so that they
By
can let the
themselves.
men know, right, by themselves, to let the men know, hey.
I think they should ban the hustle because of that. They should ban the hustle because of I guess it's like, you know, there's no guys. There's 19 guys and there's 25 women, and none of the 19 guys are dancing. So the 25 women decide to hustle. Ban it. Force the brothers
Well, you know,
to
that's-
dance.
You ain't gonna force them.
Remember, but
They gonna sit
didn't
there
they
and drink
dance?
their drink.
But Martin, even though they were on each side of the room, they eventually got together and danced back in the day. Am I right? There was no hustle.
Yeah, after about 4 drinks.
We did bop together sometimes. After 4 drinks,
That courage got in them.
the courage got in them.
So they would need to have about 4 drinks to
Yeah,
get
get
the
the
courage.
courage
to go.
up.
So,
You know, guys hate rejection.
Yes.
So, you know, and women do too. So you mean that it's
Right.
really tough for you to walk across the room? Is that tough?
How often do a man turn down a woman to dance?
Not
Not
that
very
I,
often.
not at all.
How many times does a man get turned down from a woman?
I don't know.
regularly.
Yeah, very regularly.
It could be something
Regularly.
like his shoes.
They don't
are
like
right.
your shoes.
Right.
Yeah.
You just said that. You just said
But
the
it's so
shoe.
funny how when you walk up to a woman to ask her to dance, the
First
first
thing
thing
they
they
look
do
at it.
is look at your shoes. Right. They look at your shoes, then they pan up to look at your face. Like you had no face when you walked up.
Right,
They
right.
want to see how did you get over here? Were you know, and then when you look up and they look up at you, and then they like, nah, that's all right.
But
No, I'm
then when you
good.
look at their chest, you know.
Why are
their
you
chest.
looking at my chest?
Why are you
Well,
looking
you-
at my
well,
chest
you're
like that?
exposed.
My face is up here. Well,
Right. Well, you're
my face is
exposed.
up here.
You know what? I'm glad you mentioned that, Martin. Because and this is for the sisters. And that was always bizarre to me. One, we have bikinis on, and then you say, "Well, why are you looking at me?" I'm like, let me see. You got a bikini on and a little tutu skirt on in the club, and you're wondering why the brothers are looking. They are. I mean, and then I'm gonna say it also before I forget. Before we go to break, I'm telling you now. You will be glad that they're saying you look good when you're over 50. So you better take I like how you look every day, and all you have to do is say, for the young sisters out there, thank you. Because when they stop saying you look good, you are in trouble.
Well, sometimes
You
it's
might not
even-
hear it again
It's
for
not
the
even
rest of your life. So you better take it in when you can get it.
Sometimes it's not even an outer.
No.
The outer will look just as fine as it can
Yeah,
be.
yeah,
But when you open your mouth or the
Yeah.
things that you do
yeah.
makes the outer look bad.
Absolutely. We're
So
going to
you
talk
gotta-
about that after the
Absolutely.
break. This is 9:10 a.m. Superstation. I am Lavonia Perryman, and this is the Lavonia Perryman Show. We're talking about love after 50. We're trying to find out, what did you do before 50, and how did you, what did you do on Friday night? We're sitting, now you know what? We're all sitting in here together. That tells you something.
Oh, so
That
you
tell-
saying so when I got the guests to come on the show, looking at them too. I
That
didn't-
tells you something.
Right.
It really does.
We didn't have
Right.
much else to
Jalen-
do.
Jalen-
huh?
Jalen is
too.
here because of his job, and so is Shatara. But the rest of us, it tells you something. 313-778-7600. Join in on the conversation. Love after 50. We'll be right back.
Yes. Hey, everyone on the live, we're talking about love after 50. I'm still testing out my new Mevo camera,
Hey.
so I
How
hope
you
that you
doing?
can see it.
How you doing?
I'm playing around with it, and
how you doing?
Good, how are you?
The chair.
I hope
Shatara,
that
the
is
chair
working.
that's
We
up
will
in
find
the-
out.
Go
Thank
ahead.
you for your patience,
Go ahead.
because this is a
In the
device I
front.
want to
The
use
reception is the chair.
moving
Okay, 'cause
forward
it's
instead of
higher
going
and
live
it's
on my
higher.
phone. As you can see the majority of the room and the people that are in it
Thank you so very much.
using this device, but it goes live. It's called a Mevo, M-E-V-O. Very sophisticated technology, and as my radio show has grown and other events that I'm doing, I felt like making this investment, so I'm hoping that it's
What
working.
did you do on Friday? Yeah.
Not,
Right.
I was cute, but.
He went out every night.
I was fast hot.
Right. So I want to hear it.
Then
Right.
I got
Right.
saved.
Yeah. Oh,
And then-
got saved?
Yeah,
Oh, you still saved?
I'm still saved.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. What does that mean?
I'm
I
curious to
found
hear
the
that
Lord.
too.
I'm
I really
saved
do. I
too,
want-
but
I
still
decided
going.
to devote
Still
What does
myself.
that mean?
Huh? That just means I'm trying to live life right. I don't
But
have to
wouldn't you
live
do
it
that when you were 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 30,
Yeah, by
40,
fear,
50?
your mom and daddy put it
You were
in.
supposed
Yeah.
to, but
Yeah,
they
I mean,
wasn't
I
looking.
hear people say that, what do they say,
Some kids found it.
I know,
Some kids
God, I said,
I
you
found
didn't know
it.
him when you were 7?
I was a good girl.
He was around then. I don't get it, but you know, people got their own way of right. But I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Good
I used to
singing,
give
so
parties.
just-
I used to have 5,000 strong.
Oh yeah, my mother, the way to keep me in on Friday, she would say, have a party at the house.
That was how I do my children.
That's right. My mother did that. Every party was at the house.
Yeah.
All right.
And then my girls always Friday night, all my girls come over to my
Come
house
over
and,
my house.
and meet me.
That's right.
And dress me.
That's right.
And
Everybody would be at
and
the
wait
house.
for hours and hours and hours because I would not want to go.
Yeah,
I was like
she said at
playing.
midnight.
Yeah, it was like
Right.
6,
My mother
11,
said.
12.
My mother said there's nothing happening good at midnight. Plus, my
With
mother.
legs open.
My mother said hoes. I'm gonna tell you what she said. There are only hoes out there at night after 12.
Mama was
So you can choose what you want to be.
Well, see, my mom
said
understood
that.
that things didn't get popping until 12, but my grandmother would say the only thing open at 12 midnight is Coney Island and Legs.
That's right. That's right. And that's how our mothers talk to us. That's how our mothers talk to us. They still say that. Our
Coney
mothers talk
Island
to
and
us.
Legs. That's the
Settle
only
that
thing
thing.
open this time of
If you
night.
guys can help me move that, that's a big one. I'm gonna
Mark
move over.
said it's
Move
like
over.
that.
Just move it.
She
Move over.
said-
Thank you, Chicago. All right. Get relaxed. I
So
don't know if it
hello
goes up
everyone
or down,
on
but
the
it's a
live
comfortable chair.
again. I'm at 9:10 a.m. Superstation on the Lavonia Perryman Show with Darwin Griffin and a few other guests. We're talking about love after 50. So I'm using my new Mevo camera and I'm hoping that it is working well, that you can hear us and that you can see us. So we're on a break right now and we will be going back into the show shortly.
All right.
Please hold. Okay. Vanessa, this is Mark Donaldson. Mark
How are
Donaldson
you?
is Vanessa Centinali.
Nice to meet you.
And Vanessa,
Denise
that's
Donaldson.
Put some of me down, started on that the last couple of years.
Niecy and Shine.
and
15 seconds.
that's Valerie
15 seconds.
Nice to meet
headphones.
you.
Bonner.
Valerie Bonner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pleased to meet
Kelly
you.
Bonner. Nice to meet you.
Yep.
Kelly Bonner.
Mhm.
All right, guys.
Call Miss Kelly Bonner.
No.
Mike Bonner.
Mike Bonner and I just told him we cousins because I get asked so much, but we're not really related.
Yeah.
Shit at someone you talk. So Martin, come a little closer to her.
Yeah, you can pull it down further. You can pull it down. Pull it down. I think, yeah, you can pull it down.
Yep.
Yeah. Get comfortable.
And then you can control it like
it
close to you
swings.
or over there.
Yeah, it swings. So try to speak into it, but it swings. Go ahead, Jalen.
He gonna be singing all them old songs and stuff now. Now if Jalen start doing this, if he
Oh
start
yeah,
doing
we're
this,
in trouble. We're in
that's
trouble.
gonna be the thing there.
Yeah, we're gonna be in trouble for real.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I was trying to get in your Facebook.
Okay.
That.
In every way.
That's. I don't remember the lyrics to it, but I loved it. Right.
Oh yeah.
Stay.
That's right. You're on television. My mother was here yesterday, and she was back there. You saw her? Big Joe said he saw her too. I said, Mother, you got to get your teeth if you're gonna be on TV. I told her, she loses them. So like, you know, you got to get your teeth. I'm ready.
You know if Nathan she made it back yet? I don't know. Wow, she's really hanging out.
Last I saw, they would have been kicked out.
What'd you say?
I think she was out Sunday on a beach somewhere.
Yeah.
Last time I saw her.
Yeah.
We are just listening to
I'm ready
some
to-
music. Unforgettable, Nat
Thank
King
you so very
Cole.
much for staying here on a Friday night. Valerie, she would not get dressed until midnight and then go out at 12:01. Darwin, he went out every night, every single night, including Sunday after church. And Martin was the gatekeeper. He watched them all come and go. But he got his calls, and he said it was very simple then, and how to meet a girl. Boy meets girl before 50 was like, my name is Martin Donaldson. And yours? And she would give her name, and then she would say, what's your sign? And then you would try to give your sign, like you know what you're talking about. And then each person, as Martin said, they would go into the club, and then the girls would go to one side with their best friend. You know, we had best friends. And then the guys would go over there on the other side and talk trash about the girl that were on the other side.
Yeah.
And that was what we did back in the day. Today, I don't even know if they date. I don't have a clue. But anyway, Dale and Big Joe are going to chime in on the conversation. What we're talking about tonight here on the Lavonia Perryman Show with Darwin Griffin, my co-host. And guess what? We got another special guest. Valerie Simpson is in here. Vanessa
Simpson Hour.
All right. Right. It's like, you know, you got to be Cynthia A. Johnson.
Right. Not Vanessa Simpson Olive.
You see?
Cynthia is
right.
a friend.
I'm going to start being Lavonia Lauren Marianne Perryman. That's my
who you
name
are.
given, my Catholic name, my baptismal name, and my confirmation name.
Well, you know, I use Simpson because that's my maiden name, and
Oh, I
was
forgot.
married.